The champ is here.
We will definitely not shut up and dribble.
The champ is here. I must be the greatest. The champ is here.
I'm going to continue to stand with the people.
The champ is here.
We will definitely not shut up and dribble.
The champ is here. I must be the greatest. The champ is here.
I'm going to continue to stand with the people.
The champ is here.
I will not lose.
I'm a bad man. I shook up the world.
All right. Let's get it, man. Welcome. You could have been anywhere in the world, and it's probably some of you guys are shut in. But we here, all right? Thank you for joining us. We are Black in Sports, and I'm EJ, and I got my man.
MH.
He's the DB of the show. He's my lockdown. Got the press coverage going on back there. So here we are, man. We are Black in Sports, where we will not shut up and dribble. We interview the best in sports and in the boardroom. We talk about it all, laugh at it all, providing a platform to be heard, all right? Without further ado, all right? We got our guest in here, special guest, all right? He's a Bay Area stand-up, all right? 12 years in the PGA game. Tiger Woods, y'all. PGA Professional of the Year 2 times. He's got it going back to back. Hey, he's going back to back. All right, so I'm going to take a little pause, make sure I get this title correct. All right, so he is, all right, let's see, Assistant Director and Program Coordinator of the PGA Golf Management Program in the Department of Resorts, Golf Management at the UNLV. Let's give it up for my man, Kendall Murphy, baby. Let's go. Clap it up. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate being here. Yeah, that's a very long title there.
Oh, that's an extensive title, man. But I mean, Black excellence, right? You got to get it all in there, right?
Hey, it's this is what it's all about right here.
Let's get it.
Let's all getting together and celebrating, and we've all fought hard. We've all been through a lot. We've all done a lot of things. So it's good that you guys are taking the time to be able to reach out to other people and show off what the rest of us are doing out there, because it definitely is motivating for the next generation and our current generation too, to see what we're all doing.
100%. But without further ado, how we like to start the show off, okay? We got to call it your shoot your shot moment, okay?
Oh.
So this is where you went for it all right? So it could have been anything. It could have been in your younger days. It could be now in your professional career. It could be with the ladies, but the time that you went for it all and you shot your shot.
Oh man, well, I shoot my shot every day personally. I'm in an industry right now that's predominantly does not look like me. I got into the industry when it did not look like me whatsoever, and I've been able to do some things on the business side of the industry that have been able to transcend what we've been able to do.
Okay.
So I would say I shot my shot by choosing my career.
Okay.
That was me. I shot it. I threw it in the air because I could have been. I was supposed to be a lawyer, supposed to be a doctor, everything else but, a golf professional and, teaching golf lessons and running now an academic program at a university. Yeah, that came out of left field. So that was definitely a toss up in the air, and it paid off.
I can see you shoot your shot with that, because that kind of field back in the days they were shooting at us. So
Yeah.
Still are trying to.
Yeah.
right.
So what started your passion for sports?
Man, it's funny. For sports, period. I come from a sports family.
Okay.
I come from a family that has professional players in it, Olympians in there.
Shit.
Do tell. Yeah.
Right.
So
You said that like
Like that. That's everyday shit.
Yeah, my
Jordan in there, and
Right.
Yeah.
I'm my little cousin Brown.
Yeah. My uncle, he's in the Hall of Fame at Cal Berkeley, and he was in the Olympics back in the 70s as a high jumper.
What's your uncle's name?
Gene Johnson.
Mm.
So seeing him do his thing, reading about it when I was born, and then having my mom, she was a track star too, in college and high school, and then my dad was a big time football player out of Richmond, California.
Okay.
and went on the San Francisco State and did his thing out there too. So just seeing my family do it,
That's what
like
they did.
I
That's
had
a
no
family
choice
business.
but to get into sport. It was just a matter of what sport are you going to pick.
That's a family
Mhm.
business.
Like it's what it is. Like everybody,
Right.
we have to do sports. You know, my baby cousin, she went to Brown on a basketball scholarship. My other cousin went to Claremont McKenna
Mhm.
on the track and field scholarship.
Okay.
I came to UNLV for golf. It's just sports. If you don't do sports with my family,
Mhm.
you're probably not part of family in reality.
Right.
Gotta check that DNA test.
You
Right?
gotta
Something-
check it.
Right?
You're either gonna be a cheerleader or play the sport, but you're gonna be in the
You gonna
sport
be a-
You,
somehow.
you're gonna be in the stadium.
You in there. You in there. You in there somehow.
Game day, you got something going on.
You doing
Something
something.
Right.
going on. No one's at home on Saturday.
So you're kind of getting into it. So you came out to UNLV and you attended. Now, was that to? How did you get into golf? Let's
Yeah.
start that because
Yeah.
that's
Let's go
the
with
main
that.
thing, right?
Yeah. So that's actually a pretty cool story. It
Oh,
was
let's hear it.
I was about 10 years old, 9 or
wow.
10, and my neighbor is a lifelong golfer, African American guy.
You can say black
uh,
on here, by the way, if you want.
I'm so used to this.
I
thing.
know.
Yeah.
Man,
You politically correct. You can say black here, man. You can take the
Hey, he a
It's not
brother,
as-
right?
Yeah.
So he
yeah.
a brother.
Yeah.
There it is.
You know, it's actually he's like one of my best friends to this day. He's like 86 years old right now. Like
Oh,
this
damn.
is the
Wow.
man that took me around the country playing in golf tournaments, taught me how to play the sport. But to make a long story short rather, my mom basically dropped me off at a junior golf camp on a Saturday morning
Uh-huh.
at the public golf course in town called Lake Chabot Golf Course in Oakland, California. And she dropped me off there because I wasn't doing anything on Saturday morning. And my mom, being the psychologist that she was or is, she decided that because I didn't do well in team sports, where I would blame other people for stuff. At 9 years old, we would lose a basketball game. It's everybody's fault but mine, right? You know, lose football games, everybody's fault but mine. So she's okay. I'm gonna put you in the sport where it's only about you.
Ooh.
And she threw me in golf.
Yeah.
So I went there, hated it the first day. I was like, this is terrible.
Right.
I don't know what we're doing. This ain't for us. I'm the only
Wasn't
one
too
out there. I'm the
absolutely.
only black person out there. I'm like, what's going on right now?
All right.
None of my friends play golf. They all playing basketball right now. I'm out here hitting a little white golf ball. What am I doing? So then the next time I went around next week, I hit that perfect shot. I was like, wow, it's kind of cool. I like this.
Mhm.
And then my neighbor came down and grabbed me like the next day. It looks like Sunday. And said, I'm gonna take you onto the golf course with me. And ever since that moment, like he showed me that black people do play golf, can successful at golf. And it was more, and this is at like 9, 10 years old. So I learned it was more than just a sport. It was actually teaching me to be a man before I even knew what that even meant.
Oh, wow.
He was teaching me, the etiquette, teaching me honesty, teaching me
Accountability.
ethics, hell, how to count. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
like
Right.
the whole sport's about keeping your own score. Like, I
Right.
mean, stuff that you don't think about. Like,
Mhm.
this is actually like it really impacted me that way. So that's how I got into the sport. And then from there, my love just grew on the sport. Kept playing. Got pretty good pretty quick. Made my
Slight flex.
made the high school
Pretty quick.
yeah, made
Couple weeks.
the varsity team my
Okay.
freshman year. Played varsity at Berkeley High School in Berkeley, California for
Yeah.
4 years. We won 4 league championships. Went undefeated a couple times. We were pretty good. We were a pretty good little team there.
I'd say so.
And all of us went off to play in college, but still, I was the only black person on the team still.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I decided that I really wanted to go to a black school. So I went to Hampton University
Okay.
for a semester.
HU.
Yeah.
The
Was
real,
that for a semester?
The real HU for
the
one,
real, the real HU.
the real HU for one semester. And then I realized that
Did you have too much fun?
I need to get back to the West Coast.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun out there. It was the best. you talk about 17-to-1 ratio. We'll just leave it at that right there.
Yeah, we shooting shots.
Yeah,
shot.
Yeah.
that might have been the first shot actually.
There you go.
But no, that's where my love found for the game. And then when I found that I could turn my passion for a sport into a career,
Yeah.
that doesn't mean I'm not playing. That doesn't depend on me playing week by week to make a check. That's when I was like, wait a minute, I think I'm on something here.
Okay.
And that's where I am now is developing new young minds to be able to follow the same path that I kind of did, but just be better than me. I just want to whether you're black, white, Asian, I don't care. I just want you to be better than me.
Absolutely.
So whatever I could do to help, and I mean, you all have seen me around. You know, I'm always willing to give it to lend a hand to anybody,
Right.
and that's the beauty of my actual jobs. I get paid to just mentor people and just help. Like it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's good. So let's stay still in your past now. Did you get offered a scholarship after you went to so you went to
Hampton University, yeah,
Yep. And then you came back. You're like, all right, I need to kind of get back to the West Coast.
Yeah, so Hampton University, they offered me a scholarship in Hampton.
Okay.
Went there, like I said, transferred after semester UNLV. Just thinking about it from a business perspective, you know, I said, okay, look, you can major in what you're going to do for the rest of your life, which would be golf management.
Yeah.
Or you can stay here and just do business management and maybe get into it later.
Oh, so UNLV had an actual direct program. So that's okay.
smart.
The program that I run right now, that program had just started.
And that's what brought you
And that's what brought me in.
Okay.
So I was the third graduating class of that program, the first African American graduate from that program.
Man, look at this.
So
And,
let me jump in
Yeah.
ask you a question on that, because I think a lot of at that time or that age of, I don't know, 17, 18, 19 years old, you're still kind of finding yourself. So you might go to school for one thing, and then I'm just trying to get this degree, and then when you're done, you get into a completely different career path. But I'm always interested in those like you that found their passion pretty early and had a direct line and focused and driven focus to where they wanted to go, and you're still in that career field. So I guess, what about the game, or just what about your makeup that was just like, with this, I'm focused here, I'm going here.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, that's actually a good point, and that really all goes back to my family. You know, my family, not only are we a sports family, we're a business family. So everybody in the family is successful in their own little businesses, whatever it is, whether it's lawyers, doctors, psychologists, business people, whatever it is. So by looking at my mom, and she taught psychology, and then she was a career counselor for Chabot College in Hayward, California. So by her having the inside track on programs in colleges and how to be successful. So I'm seeing this at like 13, 14, 15, 16, constantly, just every day, just seeing what she's doing, going to her job. She's talking to me about it. So I'm just getting all this information in subconscious, not really paying attention to what I'm actually absorbing.
Right.
And then, when I was at Hampton, my mom sat me down over the winter break and said, hey, look, I know you're happy, but I found this program that may interest you, because I know you're into golf. I know you want to get into business.
That's dope.
So let's look at this. We took a trip came down to Vegas, looked at it. It worked out well for us. And I said, okay, you know what? That's what I want to do. Let's sign the papers. Let's get out here. Let's figure it out. But yeah, it's moms, man. I mean, moms and
Shout
pops.
Out to moms.
That
the family, right?
That's dope. I mean,
whole family,
that's
especially moms. Yeah,
that's like a real adult decision at 18, 19 years old at that point. You know what I mean? 18
years old. Yeah, man. Decision, yeah.
I mean, I know people say that you're a man at that point, but you're not a man, right? We all know that.
You don't know what you don't know.
Right, exactly. So that's cool, man. That comes from a good background.
Yeah, one thing I've learned, I mean, being raised from older parents, you kind of grow up quicker. I think, in my opinion, you get mature slightly quicker because they don't put up with nothing. They kind of like, look, this is what you gonna do.
Only child.
Only child, but my mom and all the rest all the rest of my dad's kids were so much older than me. Like,
same.
We're talking about like 8 to 20 years older than me. So I was the only one in the house, pretty much. So
same.
It's like,
I had a 20-year gap between
so
me
it's
and my
like, it's just me just hanging out. Hey,
and then they done been through it, so they like, we ain't having this from you.
Like,
nah. we ain't playing this today.
They've seen every trick. They've heard every excuse.
Yeah.
Not today.
Before I even come with an excuse, nah. All right, that's it. Here we go.
So was there ever the thoughts through the transition and like you finding your niche that you wanted to go pro, or was there aspirations, or did you kind of go down that track?
100%.
Okay.
I think any person that plays any sport, sees themselves, playing at the highest level.
Right.
Yeah, that's just the reality. That's why if you don't feel that way, you should not be playing a sport.
Right.
At basically at a high level.
Right.
So with me, I totally had those aspirations. I quickly realized that it takes a lot more than than the talent I had.
Okay.
Now, I mean, I'm a very good golfer. I'm a very good teacher of the game. I've competed at high levels, but you got to realize that the gentlemen and ladies that you see on the LPGA and PGA Tour right now, those 200 plus individuals, they are literally like the 0.5% of the 1% that are good.
Damn.
Like it's such a small number. Like you don't. There are so many, and then if you look at the tours just below them that transition, those guys and gals are playing phenomenally well, and they can't make it.
They can't make it.
So say that again. 0.5% of the 1%.
The 1% is what you see on TV.
Yeah.
I mean, and golf itself is already kind of an exclusive type of, you know what I mean? So that 1% is already like here, you know, and half of that.
That's a different 1%.
Yeah.
Right.
That's crazy.
So, and then, you know, so because of that, you know, I've always been very mature in my thinking to realize, okay, I'm going to focus my attention on what's attainable, but also push myself to reach higher heights and higher goals.
100%.
So I realized that playing for a living, one, wasn't what I wanted to do because of the day-to-day grind that's required in it. These individuals are on the road for 40 weeks out of the year.
Wow.
Some of them have to drive city to city. Some fly.
And talk about real quick on that one, just a little pause, the physical toll that it takes. I think sometimes people say golf is not really
it's not as demanding.
So think about this. So for example, I played golf yesterday at Valley High here in town. I decided to walk. I walked 10,000 steps in 18 holes in one day. So okay, so multiply.
One day, like 4 hours, right?
So yeah, so that was 4 hours. So a golf tournament is 4 rounds. That's 40,000 steps. Just in your competition rounds, you have a practice round on Wednesday. So another 50,000 steps. You're probably gonna hit golf balls on the range, which will on Tuesday, and after your round on Wednesday to get yourself prepared, which is the equivalent of you lifting probably like doing like 100 reps of a bench press, you know, with 100 pounds on it, basically, just over and over again.
Yeah.
You know, so your arms are dead, your legs are dead, and then Monday you travel. You just finished playing Sunday, so you get done playing Sunday at 4 p.m. You get on the road Monday morning, drive to the next city, then you get there, you eat dinner, you wake up Tuesday morning, you practice, you wake up Wednesday, you have to play in a pro-am event, or you have to go out and practice. And Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you're playing every single week.
And this is outside in the elements too. You can't really control the elements.
Oh, no,
it's hot.
Right,
it's hot. So sometimes it's
yeah.
You know, I played once in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It was summertime. It was 110 degrees with 100% humidity.
This is disgusting.
It was terribly hot. Like nobody wanted to be there. Nobody.
Foul.
You didn't.
I ain't trying to be
I'm trying to get a tank on at this point. I can't wear a polo. I gotta get a tank.
Like it was terrible. And you know, and we have to wear pants.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, the physical strain on your body in golf is very demanding and grueling. Now, are we taking direct impact from somebody knocking us upside the head? No. But our bodies take an impact. Look at the injuries of Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
You know, torn Achilles.
Yeah.
That's a real life injury right there.
Yeah.
Right? You know, ACL tears,
how hard you got to swing to tear your Achilles, though?
Very hard. Very hard.
That's a hell of a swing.
Very hard.
And some of those hills get thick, man.
Very hard. He
No, he didn't fall.
No, I'm saying just. So look, my first job.
Okay.
When I was, I don't know, sophomore year or something in high school,
all right,
was at a golf course. My dad was like, "Hey, I got you a job today."
Okay, first of all, what did you do at the golf course? Because I had a job at the golf course, and my experience wasn't good.
Yeah, I was just a dude that cleaned the golf carts.
Oh, at least you were cleaning though, right?
Yeah,
I was cleaning shoes.
No, I wasn't cleaning shoes.
At your locker room?
Oh man, I was so hot.
Nah,
a locker room attendant, man, coming in there.
I got in the cart.
They gave you
I had
a
to drive around
okay.
and collect the balls on the driving range.
I knew you were sedity.
I mean, I was. No, golf, it did touch me a lot. My shirt was tucked in deep. Every day at work, I got up 5 o'clock in the morning because that's when tournaments would start. You know what I mean?
The crisp khakis.
Oh yeah, crisp. Starch. Well, that's when starch was still,
that was a part of it. Yeah.
Yeah, still a thing.
Had the perfect crease in it.
Them joints can stand up by themselves.
Boy,
Oh shit! And you still had a hairline.
had the pleated pants and everything.
Do you remember the hairlines, man?
Oh, the hairline was crisp.
Yeah, man. Back
And
in
then
the days.
I got a little bit 0.5%, back to the 0.5% of just hustle. Because, you go out there I was like, let me get your bag, sir. Bring them down to there. And you get a little tip or something.
Yeah.
I got the 0.5% of hustle there. So I learned a lot. I learned a lot on the golf course.
So, but that's just a different environment, though. So, how did you play or practice that early on? Was it like a local course?
Mhm.
And when you went to that local course, was it still like a feeling? Because, like, of course, doing our research, we're looking up, and just there's still that stigma where people say they go in and they feel uncomfortable.
Yeah. So I mean, that's a double part right there. So yeah, I practiced at the local course around the corner from the house. It's called Lake Chabot Golf Course. Like I said, in Oakland, California.
Now they got like your cleats or something, clubs hung up out there. They're proud of you.
No,
Okay.
they don't really. Man, it's what's crazy that I go home so infrequently.
Oh, got you.
I'm home about twice a year, Christmas and normally right around sometime in the summertime, just
There
to
you
see
go.
my family. But when I do go, every time I do go out there, I make sure I pop in there. There are some pictures of me up there, but
Humble brag.
Very
but-
humble
but-
brag.
but it's
Was retired.
it's
Club
their
retired.
it's their facility. I'm just happy to help out in any way I can.
There you go.
Help the juniors out there. But I would tell you right now, that golf course and the individual that we call them the old timers. Basically, they were the old black guys that
Okay.
That's
used
dope.
to come out, just hang
That
out
is
there all the
dope.
time. They literally just took me under their wing and say, "Look, you got some talent. Come on out here whenever you want to come out here. We ain't gonna charge you nothing.
Wow.
You need some clubs, we got you. You need some balls, we got you."
That's huge.
Huge.
Because that's like a huge barrier.
That the
So that's another one.
the
cost.
expense
Expense,
factor,
yeah.
Yes,
the expense
yes.
factor in golf, it is a factor. Now, through some of the works that we'll talk about later that we're trying to do, we're trying to change that stigma that golf's too expensive to play, or golf's an elitist sport, or golf's a white man's sport, or golf's not for me or you. Those are some of the things that we're trying to those observations and those expectations, or those that we're trying to shift right now. But
Those are some big shifts. I can't wait to get into that.
yeah,
we
but
are,
I will
yeah.
say that for me, I was blessed to have people that believed in me at an early age before I even knew what the heck I was doing.
That's all.
And they would just try and give me tips, here and there. Some of them, half of them weren't worth nothing, but I ain't know nothing.
But
Right.
it showed they cared, though.
It showed they cared,
And
they,
that goes a long way, just as much, right?
yeah, because
you
they
willing
want
to be
their sons
comfortable.
out there. Yeah,
Yeah.
I just wanted to listen to them, and it was cool for me. Like I said, having an older family, like me seeing the old timer trying to help me, to me, it's just I'm just used to it. Where some of
Right.
my friends would come out and be like, "Man, why is the old guy trying to talk to me?" I'm like, "Nah,
see?
bro, like it's cool. Like
Yeah.
they just trying to help us. Like,
Yeah.
oh, okay." So kind of whenever I would bring my friends that basically be from different environments that would. Well, I would tell them, you got to pull your pants up here. You got to put the belt on.
Sagging was tough
Wear a
back
belt.
then, huh?
Nah, man, got to pull them up, bro. I can't go to golf. Like, trust me, man. If you coming with me, you got to do this. Like, all right.
Yeah, that's
So those guys and then started to see, you know what, kind of like this. It's kind of fun, kind of cool. And one of my best friends, he went from hating golf when we were growing up, and he pursued high jumping, and he went to Cal for high jumping, and he became pretty good at it. And then now we fast forward, so that would have been 2004. We fast forward now to 2020. This man plays golf every single day.
That's dope.
He loves the sport. And he tells me all the time, he's like, "Man, I should have never stopped playing golf. I should have kept playing with you, because with my drive, I imagine where I could have went." I was like, you probably could have went way higher than me, because you had that kind of natural drive
Right.
to do the athletic part, where I loved athletics, and I just really went on raw talent, which is not necessarily a good thing, but it's a blessing that I had it. But yeah, so I practiced there at the golf course for they took care of me. But to be honest with you, I really didn't like practicing. I hated practicing.
yeah.
To this day, I hate practicing.
Practice.
Practice.
Practice?
I let
the
the play.
game.
I let the play. See, I just wanted to go out and play. So mom dropped me at the golf course on Friday and Saturday. I just go play.
That's dope.
Just go play, twice, 3 times, whatever. And then she picked me up. She dropped me off at 8, picked me up at 5. That's my weekends, man. It was like, that's what we do. Just
Talk about this real quick. Obviously there's the difference between team sport individual sports. And you touched on it a little bit earlier. You know, so much in football that I grew up in playing football and basketball that was just like, I'm gonna do my role, whatever my role is on the team, whether it be big or small. I'm gonna try to execute my role. I never had that mental, but never really had that mental, like, I guess, strength or just that wherewithal to be like, this really depends on me, and it's me basically versus the course. You know what I mean? Talk about the difference of the mental aspect of the game versus what you get in a team sport.
Well, I'll tell you right now, and it's the biggest blessing my mom did was to put me to an individual sport, and show me the difference between what you're saying right now. I will say that when you're playing an individual sport like golf, it is you versus the golf course. It's you versus yourself. Our minds are our number one enemy. And it'll teach you very fast how to deal with who you are as a person.
Okay.
That's deep. Right?
And what I mean by that is if you're an individual that is angry or upset,
short-tempered,
or short-tempered,
ooh, it's dangerous out there,
or somebody that cusses,
oops,
or someone that doesn't have the self-esteem that's high, that gets down on themselves, an individual sport will bring that out of you immediately, and you'll learn you'll either rise and say, let me fix these things and become a better man or woman, or you'll just crumble down and just be miserable out there.
Wow.
And that's the gift and the curse of playing individual sports. I mean, that's why you look at some of the best players that play these sports. They are so strong mentally.
Yeah.
Like look at Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods went through probably one of the craziest scandals that you can go through. A couple of them. From crashing his car to getting hit in the head to whatever,
to the number drops,
to having to give Elon an absorbent amount of money,
right?
But he never, to this day. Okay,
yeah,
cool, I got it.
Keeps it pushing.
What you need?
Yeah,
boy, won the Masters.
Won the Masters last year. But that it takes such a mentally strong person to be able to do that.
Yeah,
look at Serena Williams, like. She gets hit all the time with stuff. Oh, you're too this or you're too that. Oh, that's too short. Oh, that's too long.
You're too loud.
You're too loud.
You're too big.
Oh, you can't yell. You can't have aggression. You can't have this. Yeah, she'll put some aggression out there.
All right.
But what does she do when she's done? Congratulations. Thank you. Have a good day. On the court, she's in it. That's different. Right. That's showing your fire. Yeah. But off of it, she doesn't really complain that often. Of course, she's had sometimes. We all complain a tad bit, but it takes such a high level of mental security to be able to be at those high levels in these individual sports.
Man, that's so deep. I mean, I'm not.
Yeah.
Our friend of the show, Mr. AB. You know what I mean? Maybe that. I don't know. I just that's really deep on a lot of different levels. I played corner in football.
Okay. On an island.
Yeah, and it's more mental. You get beat. You might get beat for a route, and if you down on yourself, you about to get beat again. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Play the play.
Next route.
But that was always growing up in high school for me. That was always a struggle. I felt like, dang, I was letting the team down. I'm letting somebody else down because I got beat.
Oh, you held that?
But I'm saying if to your point, that I would have got exposed quick in golf. You know what I mean? That would have been okay. You down on yourself. You missed a couple shots. You missed a couple strokes. You down on yourself pretty quick.
I mean, golf is still a team sport though. When they compete though, like when you go out to meets, right? Like, don't you have to perform at a certain level? Like, how does that work?
On the high school
and
college level, collegiate level, it's a team sport. And then when you play in the Ryder Cup or the Solheim Cup or the Walker Cup or the Palmer Cup, which are team events within collegiate and professional golf, those are the only times when it's a team sport. But it's still, even though it's a team, you're still playing your own golf ball.
100%.
And like in the Ryder Cup, you'll see a lot more camaraderie. And like I said, okay, look, all right, I know I need to play well for the team, and if they play bad, they're out there still cheering the team on. Say, look, I may not play well, but you got this. Or
they're kind of representing their country.
Representing the country, exactly. Yeah, it's Europe versus America for the Ryder Cup, and the Solheim Cup is the LPGA version of the Ryder Cup.
Gotcha. All right, so let's jump into kind of like what you're up to now, man. Let's talk to us about just what your role is now and what that role involves.
Yeah, so right now I'm at UNLV. I'm in my 8th year, which is crazy to think it's been that long that I've been back here. I mean, time has just flown by. So I've been back.
8 years working?
8 years working at UNLV.
Dang, so that doesn't include the time that you were.
No,
Oh,
that
wow,
doesn't. That
okay.
doesn't. Yeah, I've been in the business now for 12, 13 years now. So before that, I was in Colorado, where I worked at the Broadmoor, Colorado Springs.
You know,
I know all about the Broadmoor.
you know about the Broadmoor?
You like got to float to get into the
5-star.
Broadmoor. Yeah,
He float.
The
He got
Broadmoor.
that right there.
I
huh?
give you a little stat in Broadmoor. The
Yeah.
Broadmoor is the longest running 5-star, 5-diamond property in
Yep.
North America.
Oh, wow.
I believe they're in their 60th year of having that rating.
yeah. It's
It
the
is
real deal.
literally a property that will shut down any Vegas property in terms of customer service when you step on property.
That's big.
Totally concur.
No, that's big.
I'm telling you, got to float to get in
The
there.
level of training that we go through as employees, there's rules such as if I see a guest, I must interact with the guest within 10 feet of seeing them. I must answer the phone within 2 rings. I must say the guest's name 3 times in the conversation. It's stuff like that. I must pick up trash. I must just basic stuff that we just think about shit happening regardless.
But that's big, though.
But this is stuff that you have 16,000 employees doing. You know what I mean? So it's like it's pretty cool to be that I was around that and a part of that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So I ran the tournament department there for a couple of years.
Okay.
We did like about 800 events a year in a
Wow.
9-month season, which was a lot. Then I went and got my master's degree at St. Mary's College in California.
Woo.
Go Gales. You know, had to go back home for a second to get one of my degrees.
Hey, no worries with that.
And then while I was at St. Mary's, though, I had the fortune to be able to be an assistant coach for the men's golf team.
Oh, wow.
So that's what got me into coaching
Okay.
on a high level. So that was a ton of fun for me to be able to do that for a couple seasons. Then after that, I moved to Florida to work for the PGA of America at their headquarters, which was another big position to
Yeah.
hold because there's at the time there's only 3 of us in the building, 3 African Americans in the building.
Yeah.
Okay.
At the time when I got hired there. Now there's probably 5, maybe 6. There's a lot more now. I hope there is at least.
Right.
But yeah, so I did that, and then I did that for a couple years, and then I got to UNLV. And when they brought me here, it's kind of funny because it was a time where I kind of wanted to get out of Florida because I was working a corporate job. I really didn't like having to wear a suit and tie and be stuck inside, and I really didn't like that part. So I said, okay, what do I do next? And right when I started having these thoughts, UNLV gave me a call and said, hey, we just created this new position that is probably really, really good for you. It's about recruiting, retention, player development or coaching and teaching,
That's dope.
and some instruction. I was like, oh, perfect. That sounds like right up my alley because I just got done coaching the golf team. I'm in the recruiting. I'm trying to grow the game for African Americans. I'm like, this is perfect.
It's a
Sign me
great
up.
blend, right?
Right.
Good blend.
Great blend. So moved out here September 20th of 2012 was my first day here at UNLV. And from there, we started with that small, well, it sounded small then, started with that small role, and it's evolved now to me being an assistant director for the program now. Because at that time, I was just the program coordinator. I was just working for the program as I was just there just helping out.
You just only had one title then.
Just
You
one
didn't
title
You
then.
have all 6 of them.
You know, see, now I'm like, you know, it's just it's me and the director. We go hand in hand together, trying to just make sure the program runs cohesively. And it gives me a lot of flexibility and leeway to do what I have to do to grow the program.
That's awesome.
But so right now, my main goals or my main roles at UNLV are basically to teach all the teaching and coaching academic classes that have to do with golf instruction, biomechanics, kinesiology, that kind of stuff, kinematics, that kind of stuff. Teach those classes. That's instruction. Then I'm also in charge of all the recruiting and retention for the program as well. So I have to make sure that we're bringing in students to be in this specialized program every single year. I'm also making sure that we're keeping the students that we have in the program every single year.
So what's the competition for that? Is there a lot of programs like your program?
18 total in the country.
Damn, that's small.
18 total that are accredited by the PGA of America. There's probably 100 out there, golf programs that are out there.
Got it. Okay.
But there's only 18 that are actually accredited by the PGA of America. Because when our students graduate from UNLV, they graduate with a Bachelor of Science degree in hospitality management with a concentration in PGA golf management, and then they become a Class A PGA professional, which is the highest, which is the gold star standard of golf management. So how to run a golf course, how to run a country club, how to be a great golf instructor, how to be a college golf coach, how to be a junior golf coach, how to be a tournament operator.
And they're all playing. Are they just
This
in the
is
program?
the business
This is
side.
the business side.
Yeah,
Got you. Okay.
this is the business. So basically, what I run right now is just the business side
Got
of
it.
the golf industry education program.
That's big.
So it's
industry.
it's an industry.
So where
that's
can they
grown.
send their applications to? Because that's amazing.
That is.
Go to unlv.edu/PGA. You'll find all the information right there.
There it is. We're gonna put that in the show notes as well, though.
Yes, but no, so that's what I'm doing now. It honestly, it's a blessing, because one of the things I'm also able to do is a lot of philanthropy through my job, and I was actually able to have them write that into my job description, to allow me to be able to be out in the community and serving, and to get my students serving. So I have 100 students in the program, and I require each of them to do 10 hours of community service every single semester.
Okay.
So you can just add the number of hours that we're able to give back, and it's a really cool opportunity for them to be able to get out and see new things. I've taken these kids that are from these white kids from country clubs that have never seen black people. I've taken them down to D Street. I've taken them
Nice.
to Second Baptist. I've
Also,
taken them
The
with me to
volunteer
do stuff. Yeah, the
doesn't have to
volunteer.
be in golf.
No.
It's just
Yeah,
like get in
volunteer.
the community.
Absolutely.
Oh wow. Okay, that's
So I'm
cool.
getting them out there in the community with me. If I'm at the Martin Luther King parade, I got students with me too. Like, come on.
No, that's big.
You come
That's
with,
really
right? Because
good.
I'm trying to. Because I look at golf as it's supposed to break down racial divide on both sides, right? Yes, we want to get more African Americans, more Latinos, more Asians into the more women into the game.
Yep.
We want to get more into the game, yes, but at the same time, we want to make sure that the Caucasians that are playing the game and those that are in the game also understand where we come from and what's going on and what our plights are, and have an understanding so that if I'm saying, hey, look, this is what I'm dealing with,
That's dope.
or when you run a golf course now and you hire, an individual that says, hey, I can't afford to, buy these shoes that I need to buy to work.
You got empathy.
You're not going to sit there and be like, well, what the hell you mean you can't do that?
All right.
You're okay, you know what?
I get it.
No worries.
All right.
Let's see what we can do. We'll
That's
make this
dope.
happen. It teaches them at a young age or at a college age how to basically be a better professional before they even know what it means to them.
Right.
Because I've had calls from students that have called me back 4 or 5 years after graduating, say, hey, man, look, I used to hate having to do all that volunteer work, but, man, right now, it's paid dividends in my career because I'm able to not only write it down on my resume saying I did all this stuff,
Yeah.
but I'm also able to actually understand and get inside these communities because they're like, well, Kendall, like, these communities spend money at the golf course. I'm like, I know.
Right.
Black people want to play golf.
Right.
We're gonna be there regardless.
Right.
But if you understand it and you come to me in my community and say, look, I want you to come to my golf course and aren't afraid, to come to a church and say, hey, look, come play XYZ golf course. Or you're not afraid to, allow some community organization to run a charity event there and you want to support them. That's going to get you more business. That's going to grow your business. That's going to make you more money.
That's big, man.
So I'm teaching that to them now when they're 18, 19, 20 years old.
Yeah.
So when they hit 30, they're like, oh, this makes complete. This is like no brainer. Like, who doesn't do this type of deal? And that's why my students are all elevated and getting jobs so much faster
Sure.
and higher paying jobs after college. So that's probably the favorite part of my job.
Yeah.
It's actually like the smallest part, but it's like the best part to me because it's actually impacting lives.
No, that's huge. It just
Yeah.
makes somebody a better person. I remember I grew up most of my life in Colorado.
What part?
Denver, and then I lived a little bit in Colorado Springs after. But I went to college in Colorado, in northern Colorado, in Greeley.
That's
You heard of
unfortunate. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Yeah,
It only stinks on Sundays.
Yeah,
by the
you're
way.
way up there. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a long way.
But it took me after I graduated, right, and then I moved to Alabama just to see life differently.
Oh man,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I got to see
Total
it from a
culture
different.
difference, right?
I was about to say that. I want to hear that story because I mean, Greeley, Colorado. Period.
Right.
Because I lived in Colorado for a couple of years, and Colorado's the close thing that we have to California,
Right.
where it's just liberal. Everybody, let's have fun. We're all together, right?
Free spirit.
Yeah, it's
And
a
then
melting pot.
free-
Yeah.
it's a melting pot. It's like, hey, cool.
Yeah, you could do your thing.
whatever you want. Come on out.
Yeah. For sure.
Black, white, doesn't matter.
Right.
Alabama,
Totally different.
totally different.
So Alabama to me was like a textbook. It was like you know,
back on script.
yeah, my parents grew up in the South,
Gotcha.
right? So I mean, I knew what collard greens were, you know, in the house. I wasn't bougie or nothing, but I didn't. I was used to being the only face, right? That was just like, okay, I've only been
That's what it's
here,
been.
that's fine.
Right.
And then when I went to Walmart the first time in Alabama, and I was like, whoa, everybody here is black. Like, whoa,
The manager?
right. It took me a little while to be like, okay, this is just different. This is a different way of life, and it made me grow up as a person and as an individual to help me in business. So to your point, them learning that early at 18, 19, 20 years old,
Dope.
that's huge. That's gold.
Yeah.
It is.
Because the world is different everywhere, right?
I'm 100%. And I'm bringing in students from all across the world.
Right.
You know, so I have students from Korea, from China, from Japan, from you know, everywhere from Minnesota to Nebraska.
Yeah,
Texas.
I saw that video you sent over to us. Your little recruiting video.
Oh yeah, they're everywhere.
They're everywhere.
They're everywhere. They're everywhere. So it's yeah. So I mean, if and they come here and we have to figure out, you know, you they're probably big fish, you know, where they were from,
Right.
Yeah.
but now they're in the pond where everybody's big fish.
Yeah.
So now what are you gonna do?
Right.
Well, the only thing you can do now is be better than the next big fish that's next to you.
Yeah.
So now you're you were the main person there. Well, the only way you can get along is you got to understand somebody's life to figure out one how you could use that
Right.
to make yours better.
No, 100%.
Because if you're gonna try to fight this battle on your own and just be the best on your own, with ignoring the people around you,
Right.
All right.
you may as well just stop the battle now. And that was something that I had to learn too, because you know I was in this battle alone a lot. I didn't know people that I can talk to that looked like me in my professional status.
Yeah.
But eventually I had to learn. I literally had to learn how to create a black professional network in my profession that I
Yeah.
can call to.
So speak on that. Are there?
Yes.
And have you started cultivating them?
Yes.
That's fantastic.
It
Yeah.
is.
So about in 2016, we'll say, myself, I went and I had a meeting with the COO, Chief Operating Officer of the PGA of America. And I sat down with him and I said, hey, Daryl, I just have a couple questions for you about your diversity initiatives. Like, what are we doing here? And what came out of that meeting was basically him saying, hey, look, I want you to gather 5 or 6 individuals that you
So
think-
everybody.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty much everybody. Everybody I know. Pretty much gather your posse.
I'm sorry.
And no, yeah, gather your crew.
Yeah.
Oh, please don't say posse.
and come down in a couple of months,
Yeah.
and let's have a sit down with all the C-suiters, all the chiefs, and all the VPs of the company, of the PGA of America, and let's talk about what is going on and what we do to fix it. From that meeting, we were able to develop several programs with the PGA of America to increase diversity. They now have a chief people officer who's directly in charge of diversity. Was one of the tabs, and we were able to identify a lot more individuals of diverse backgrounds that we didn't even know were out there.
Oh, wow.
By allowing us to see the database a little bit and figure out, okay, where are you, and now how can I now get you involved with me? And then we were able to create a program called PGA Lead that ultimately trains PGA professionals, young PGA professionals, to become leaders, but like in the PGA,
Okay.
like to run for office. Like how I ran for office and won secretary, then I became vice president, became president, now I'm honorary president, right, of
Boom.
the area. Like to know how to do that, right? So now we have a program, a national program that we can bring young people in and say, look, work with me for 2 years, and I guarantee you'll be able to have the mental smarts, the courage, and the ability to be able now to run and to be a true leader in your area, right? We're not saying that you're going to become the national president,
Right.
but we're saying that at least in your area. So whether it's the Southwest section, right, where we are here, or whether it's the South Central down in Alabama, you know, it's you can be a leader in your area and help your area out.
And win awards like my area wins awards.
and win awards like
So,
I've been
we got to
fortunate
give it
enough
to
to
you.
do that.
Yeah, so just rattle off some of your awards really quick,
Yeah, you
man.
got to list them.
Because the thing about it is, I mean, it's an honor. So let's shout that out. I mean, you
It
put
is.
in the hard work, not only creating this program, but like what you're saying is you're telling people like, yo, I'll show you the roadmap to do this. And then you did it. So shout out some of those.
Yeah, so I've been blessed to be able to be recognized, and it's funny because awards and recognitions to me growing up have never really been important to me. Even like winning championships, like we won a championship, everybody wanted the trophy. I'd be like, I don't really care about a trophy.
You turned the ball over.
Yeah, I'm mad. I'm mad because I had a turnover. So like I'm looking at it from the perspective of let me fix my game to win another one next year.
Right. Okay.
Right.
So same with the awards. I'm like, okay, thank you so much for allowing me to be, the PGA Professional of the Year, which is the highest honor the PGA can give.
Of the year, Craig.
This year, 2019 and 2018, I had the
Wow.
pleasure of winning that. Prior to that, I won the Player Development Award, which is basically I was recognized as being the best person that's developed programming to grow the game of golf. I've had the ability to serve on several committees that have national impact. For example, the National Junior Golf Committee, which was comprised of 12 individuals from around the country that we were able to shape and mold a brand new way of thinking about instruction for juniors. And it was something called the American Developmental Model, or ADM. And we created this model to where we're telling coaches how to properly train kids in age-appropriate manners.
Yeah.
It goes back to burnout, basically.
Yeah.
Trying to prevent burnout, trying to prevent overuse.
Yeah.
Right.
How does
to
it
prevent specialization?
on that real quick? I don't want to cut you off, but
No, you're good.
On that developmental model, kind of what's like the process with that? What's the I guess the age range and what
Right.
process is that? Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, you're gonna have ranges to where you're gonna have a certain age to where you're just playing the play.
Okay.
You're just playing in the play, right?
Just-
Boom.
just play.
Having fun playing the play, right?
Okay.
No score keeping, really, just having fun
Just out there.
out there.
Mhm.
Then you're gonna have to where you're playing to compete.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're actually competing a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're going to have an age range to where you're competing to compete, where it is, and that's probably going to be closer to your high school area.
Yeah.
And then moving forward to where, like, you're here to compete
Compete,
at a
yeah.
high level. You have a goal. You have a destination. This is what you want to do.
Yeah.
But the problem is, we could take an individual that, although they may have the ability to compete at 10 years old,
Yeah.
psychologically, they're not ready yet to compete.
100%.
They may be physically ready, they may be athletically ready, but mentally they're not ready yet.
Wow.
100%.
Yeah.
So what can happen is we can burn that child out
And lose them.
and lose them. They turn 18, they were the best.
Man.
They were the best junior golfer, right?
Right.
Turn
Yeah.
18, I'm over it.
I'm done.
I'm done.
done. Yeah.
Yeah.
We almost lost one of the best female golfers ever, and that was Michelle Wie.
Wow.
Oh, what
Michelle
happened
Wie
with
went to
she?
that.
Yeah.
She had the same situation. She was playing golf at a very young age. Got really good. She got burnt out. She went to Stanford. After
Yeah.
Stanford, she was like, I really don't want to do this anymore.
Damn.
All right.
It took her, she could take like a couple years off and came back, and now she's killing
Now
it
she's
again.
Right.
focused.
So it's
Okay.
thankful that we didn't lose her,
Mm-hmm.
but we could have lost that kind of a talent that's now one of the top 10 players in the country, or in
Right.
the world, rather.
Wow. Hey,
Um,
really quick before you continue on this, since we're talking about female golfers, you know Cheyenne Woods, by the way?
Miss
'Cause-
Cheyenne?
Yeah. Oh, you do?
Big
Uh,
fan.
Hey, listen,
Upper
I'm a
game.
all around. I don't look at some person singly. I look at the totality of a person. So I mean, next time she's in town, if you just help your brother out, man, just to greet her and just tell her like I really respect her game.
We need to get you on her podcast.
Oh, let's do that.
Ooh.
Oh, yep, I'm available.
Why'd your whole voice change?
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna need you to stop hating over there.
No birdies, no BS, all birdies. Yeah. We need to
No, hold on, no BS on birdies. Let me
need to get you on a pod.
There you go.
I'll make that text message when we get off there. Nobody does.
my guy.
Yeah.
Okay, but no, back. No, this,
But no, on Cheyenne,
I
though,
wrote that down.
Cheyenne is a trailblazer of trailblazers,
She is.
and a lot of individuals try to play her off as just being Tiger's niece.
right.
But she is so good and talented,
She got
and that's
game.
when I talk about the mental capacity and the mental ability to handle things. Like a weaker-minded person would have faded away
Yeah.
after Wake Forest playing golf
Yeah.
and be like, you know what? I don't need to do this really.
Right.
I'm not, people keep telling me I'm only getting this sponsorship because of my uncle. Or I'm like, right.
And
What
that's
is-
pressure alone, right?
Yeah. What does she do? She says, okay.
Yeah.
She goes out there. She competes. She earned her card. She maintains her card.
Mm-hmm.
She wins. She wins. She wins. You know what I mean? So it's like, if you're not strong mentally for this game of golf or any game that's individual, especially,
Right.
you're not going to be able to make it. But individual like Cheyenne, she's killing it. On women's golf, got to shout out Miss Renee Powell, who's basically the godmother of black golfers for us. I mean, she her dad, Mr. Powell, bought, owned, built, manicured,
And
did
still
everything, and still has it in Clearwater,
Ohio.
in
Shout out
Ohio.
Ohio.
Yep.
I mean that Powell family, man, they are. Listen, I wouldn't be here in my position without the
crazy.
Powells.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Have you
Tiger
visited?
wouldn't be
Have
here.
You seen? Have you been there too?
I have not the fortune to be in there yet. I need to get out there. She's invited me several times.
Oh, that's
I need,
dope, man.
I need to get out there. Yeah, Miss Renee, she's the fact that she's now a Hall of Famer for the PGA of America.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just what they've gone through and like the story behind Mr. Powell and Bill Powell doing that, like building it himself, like
Yeah.
literally.
They told him no. He said, okay,
Okay, I got
I'll
you.
buy a land across the street.
Yeah.
Across the
Just
street.
like that.
And now
Took-
it's a historical
It's a
landmark.
historical
now, right?
landmark now.
That's fantastic.
It
Built
is.
it himself.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It is.
And they still have in the family. And it's still a good golf course.
That's awesome.
So it's like, stuff like that. I mean, like, yeah, what I'm doing, what Cheyenne's doing, what a bunch of us are doing is great, but I'll always be remiss whenever I do any kind of interview or anything. I have to give it up
Yeah.
to my 4, 5, and 4 months because they literally have shaped the way where I am. Whether it's Charlie Sifford or
Yeah.
or Bill Powell or
Hall
these
of
guys
Fame.
literally like made it to where like they told Bill you couldn't be a PJ member, which is what I am, and he said okay, because at the time we had a Caucasian clause in the PGA of America Constitution that said African Americans, well anybody that's not Caucasian could not be a member
Right.
Or male.
or male, yeah.
Right.
So and we had to that got removed obviously, and now we're growing the game, but there were a lot of them that were in that time period to where they couldn't do it. This is how you got the UGA, which is the United Golf Association, and these associations around that were black associations, so that
Yep.
our guys can compete and play golf.
Mm-hmm.
Like you got Calvin Peete, who is still known as the best ball striker ever.
Mm-hmm.
That's a black man,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's like we had so much talent, but we just didn't have a place to play, so we had to create our own lanes to play in.
Right.
That's just great. I mean, just the Masters.
Man,
I mean, so of course doing it. 1990 was the first black.
yeah. So that's a funny one. Like we're gonna say 90, but in reality, because the registries at Augusta National aren't public, they didn't acknowledge that they had an African American an African American member, until 1990. Now, they could have had one prior to that, just never acknowledged it.
Okay.
So we're just going to say that, well, the moment you acknowledge something, that's when you have it.
No, 100%.
So 1990 is a great year to throw it out there. And then
2000, what was it for the woman?
2012, I think it was.
12.
Yeah, for Condoleezza.
Wow.
12.
Condoleezza Rice. I mean,
Like 2012.
yeah, about that, yeah. So
God.
And it's like it's so mind blowing, and it's like
that's
that's
our
why
lifetime. This is all our lifetime.
Our lifetime.
Yeah, we think about it, it's kind of crazy, right?
That
Like,
shit
It is.
is a ridiculous,
Wow.
and this is why you're so important. So thank you
Huge.
again for you
Yeah.
to come. Like we were so excited. Like when we talked to you at the UNLV game, we was like, all right, we got to get him. No, like because this is big, and people don't understand that. Like 2012.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
yeah, man, it's crazy because if you think about it, I mean, it's like this game has been around for 200 plus years, basically. But the fact the non-inclusive nature of this game inherently is one of the biggest things that holds this game back.
Yeah.
Big time.
And it's a beautiful game if you ever get into it.
Mhm.
And those that are into it love it.
And not
You know?
even that, man. It's the other. I remember my uncle, man. He always would put me up on game. He really pushed for me to get into the game.
Mhm.
And he's like, EJ, for your professional career,
Yeah.
you need to get out there because the deals
The
that
deals are
happen
done.
out there,
They're done right there.
they are done right there. You got 4 hours or more or less to spend with someone.
Right.
And the level, like you said, of people that are out at these places,
Yeah.
these are the people that are running America, folks.
Yeah. So it's funny because I teach a golf class, a class at UNLV because it's called Golf for Business and Life.
Okay.
Okay.
You still teach that? Because I want to
still,
take that one.
I still teach it actually.
Can we audit that class?
Yeah.
Right?
PEX 117. If you're asking, Professor Murphy. If it's basically it's a 1 credit PE class basically, and we take the students out to the golf course every
Okay.
week, every Wednesday in the evening, 5:30 to 7:10. And yeah, I teach them how to play golf, right? But the main point of the class is to teach them how to be comfortable around the golf game so that they can then take that to their jobs.
That's dope.
Whether you're a
That's
lawyer,
huge.
whether you're a pre-med, whether
Yeah.
you're a lawyer, whether you're going to be a scientist, whether you're going to be a doctor, a banker, it doesn't matter. If your boss says, hey, I'm going to go play in a charity event, do you want to come?
Mm.
You have to know, well, where do I go? One,
What do I wear?
what do I wear? Where do I go? When I park, where do I go? Do I go into the golf shop? What is the golf shop? Do I go to the counter? What's the counter? Do I have to get balls? What are golf
Yeah.
balls? Do I need clubs? What are clubs? Like these are simple things
That's
that, like, as a
real.
sports fan, we get it.
No,
But
it's so real.
This is real
It's
right
But
now.
so real.
people don't know these stuff. So and I like to do everything from the. I like to go backwards to the beginning. So I like to say, okay, look, here's the end product. You're going to be a good golfer.
Okay.
So you have clothes, you look good, you got all the golf balls, you got all the knowledge. Now, how do we get you to that picture? Let's go backwards. Let's walk backwards, right?
Yeah.
And then we walk them back and say, okay, look, well, here are the clubs, here are the balls, here's how you dress in this environment. Here's the verbiage they're going to use out there.
Right.
You know, clubhouse,
That's great.
driving range, putting green, practice area, golf cart, hole
Green.
location,
right?
green, tee box, fairway,
Fairway.
rough, trees, fence, out of bounds, inbounds, water,
Bogey. All
bogey, par, eagle,
Bar.
albatross,
Yeah, it's like, what are we talking about?
double bogey, handicaps on holes. Why is this hole 14?
Yeah.
But it says 1 handicap.
Right.
What does that mean?
And really
Yeah.
quick, what's your handicap?
My handicap has been removed from me.
Is that something that adjusts a lot?
It's just as much as you play.
Okay.
So if I were to say, right, I haven't kept the handicap for a long time just because.
A handy.
So I would obviously
that.
I would obviously say that I probably played it closer to like a 1 or 2 right now handicap, which is basically mean
A scratch golfer.
yeah,
Scratch.
like I'm playing anywhere. I'm shooting anywhere from par to maybe a couple for par. I try to play once a week, but it's hard.
Humble
Yeah.
brag.
You know, we're
Very.
busy out there. I used to be better, man. This is crazy, dude. It's funny to watch your game. Like I played yesterday, and I was out there, and I'm, man, you know, hitting the ball fine, but I talked to my coach we were playing with. And I'm like, we used to be like really, really good. Like, I mean, we're over here now, like scrambling around to like do something that used to be easy to us. Like,
Uh-huh.
we used to be hit the ball a lot farther, hit the ball a lot closer to the hole.
Mhm.
You know, now we're over here, we're still hitting it somewhere, but we're finding it. But it's like, you know, game used to be a lot easier
Yeah.
for us when we were younger, and we thought about it. It was because we had no fear. Now, like I'm not afraid, but I'm playing more. I'm playing more protective.
Cautious, right?
I'm playing more cautious out there.
yeah.
I'm like, all right, well, I don't want to hit the ball right because I don't feel like walking to the right. I'd rather walk down the fairway this way. So I'm saving my legs now. Now I'm thinking about it, you know, from a health perspective. Like, I don't walk way over there.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, how do I get the ball that direction?
That's too funny.
I mean, my fear was always being too slow for people coming behind me.
Oh, that's the worst.
that's
That's
big.
like I get anxiety through that, man. I'm like, oh, they back there. Oh, shit, they back there. You know, I'm just gonna pick mine up, man. Give me a 10 on this one.
Good, let's go.
Let's go. Hey, and that's on the scramble.
exactly. Exactly.
Double par.
Double par, yeah, just-
Double par max.
Yeah, we get that.
That's what we do.
No, man, you're teaching people how to what's the saying about, you know, I can give you something, a fish.
Oh yeah,
feed
you're
you,
teaching
but-
people how to fish.
But you're literally teaching people how to fish, man, to build a business, and that's a huge business. I mean, some of the other big stars in the other leagues, LeBron always touches on this being more than it's in
More
our
than
show.
athletes.
Yeah,
That's
more
what
than
we're talking
athlete.
about.
We talk about
More
but
than athletes.
literally teaching somebody how to run the business.
Yes.
And that's
It's
what's so big
huge,
because
man.
there's so many verticals in this business.
Yeah,
And the fact that you guys are with hospitality in a hospitality
Yep.
town, like that just
Before we
exponentially
do that,
blows them up.
Second year in a row, UNLV here at College Hospitality has been ranked number 1
that's
in
big
the
time.
country, number 2 in the world.
Oh,
Number
in the
two
world.
2 in the
I didn't know
world,
that.
number 1 in the country.
Clap that up, dang.
Yeah.
All
And the
right.
next one, the next U.S. based school hospitality program is outside the top 10 in the world. So that's how far ahead of we are of
Oh.
what we're doing here.
Nah,
And that's
nah.
the college I teach, and I love it.
Do you have as a black man in the golf business in sports management area? Do you ever feel like you have like a weight on your shoulders of carrying the sport?
Man, I was hoping you'll give me this. It's you know,
He's like, I've been waiting for
I've been
this.
waiting
one.
for this one. No, in all honesty, I would tell you right now, man. This I used to feel like it was all on me.
Mhm.
Damn, that's a weight to carry.
It's like
I used to feel like if I didn't do well, I put the culture back.
Yeah.
And parts of me still feel that way. There's
Mhm.
certain things I cannot do incorrectly,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That would like if I were to do something unethical,
Mm-hmm.
that would put the culture back immensely. Because if
Mhm.
they see, oh, Kendall Murphy did that, and he's the one that you guys are putting up here.
Yeah.
Oh, well, then we can't. You know, I
Yeah,
don't,
mess with y'all.
I don't really know. I mean,
Yeah.
if he did it, then I can imagine, and we trusted this. So like, there's certain things that like I realize, and my dad taught me this. I realized that there's certain lanes I have to maintain exceedingly abundantly excellence. I got to be the best at it. I got to be perfect at it.
Okay.
There's other things that I can like gamble with, play games with, you know,
Right.
like business, that kind of stuff. You can make a marketing decision that might not work out, that might work out. That's not
Some
gonna
risk.
judge-
You got some risk
you
and
have- you have
leeway
some
in some of
risk
those
there.
things. Yeah.
But when it comes
100%.
to like ethics and like growing the game that way and just like being like there and being like truthworthy and honest and that kind of stuff, like you have to be good at that. And that should be natural anyway.
Right.
Right.
But let's be real. I mean, that's not natural for everybody. I mean, some
It's
people,
not.
because we're in a game where it's a dog eat dog world. So,
Right.
you know, it's people have no problem putting the next person down for their game.
Mm-hmm.
They have in the golf business all the time. And I could be blunt. I mean, there's people of other races that will put down other races just to be like, hey, well,
We're dominant.
I want to grow in my career, so I'm gonna put this one down so I can get up and I'll fix them later. I've dealt with that a lot myself, you know. And I would have said that I would have thought that my career probably would have gone. I would have been maybe, well, I'm far now, but I would have been. I might have been further than I am now if I would have had other support levels coming in from behind me that weren't just, you know, from my family and that kind of
Mhm.
stuff and my
Mhm.
small mentorship group.
Mhm.
But I do not feel I have the weight on my shoulders anymore. I rely a lot. I've learned to utilize my platform to leverage a lot of deals.
Well, hey, let's take it right there, right? So one of the things we always talk about, we want to give you a platform. I mean, you can expound on that if you want to, but I know a couple of things that you want to talk about as far as, you know, what you're doing is just diversity, inclusion in the golf game, and then just, you know, more about this program. So I'll let you either expound on that and then get into those. But this is definitely what we want to make sure we focus on, man.
No, I
So
appreciate that. So yeah, diversity and inclusion is beyond big to me. It's been big to me my whole career. It's literally one of my 3 pillars
Okay.
is diversity and inclusion, to make sure that we're growing the game. And that's why I'm here, because the way I look at it is, if we're not going to help ourselves, then who is going to help us? I mean, it's as simple as that when you think about it. Like
that's facts.
if we can't
We all-
put our own personal,
we all we got.
we all we got, especially in this day and age right now.
Yeah.
You know, if we can't put our own, you know, we all have to run businesses. We all have our own jobs. We all have stuff we have to do. But if we don't want to look back and reach behind us and say, hey, look,
somebody. Yep.
little black girl, little black boy, we keep it a black boy, little black boy, come with me.
Yep.
I got you. You know,
Man.
right now, I'm able to have the most diverse program amongst the 18 programs at UNLV because of that mentality I have.
Yeah.
And one of the programs is actually an HBCU, Maryland Eastern Shore.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I saw a little clip on that.
Yeah.
So when we look at diverse, meaning like I have so many African Americans, so many Caucasians, so many Asians, so many Latin Americans, so many Native Americans. It's the most diverse makeup.
Yeah.
So my program is a melting pot.
Good stuff,
Yeah.
man.
And it's because I literally took a hard look at how we were recruiting, who we were recruiting, and why we were recruiting them.
Right.
And I realized we had some gaps. We were leaving out entire communities just because we were recruiting at country clubs.
Yeah.
Well, last time I checked, my parents did pretty well for themselves, but we never had a membership at a country club.
Mm-hmm.
We just didn't.
Right.
They didn't see the value.
Mm-hmm.
They'd rather buy a boat,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Absolutely.
They rather buy a timeshare. They rather go on vacations. Why do we need to go to country club, right? So, and I had to explain to the higher ups. I said, look, just because an individual is not in this environment doesn't mean they don't belong in the environment.
Right.
And then what really helped me out was when I'm able to tell people my story that don't look like me, and they're like, "You really came from all that?" I was like, "Yeah, I did."
Mm-hmm.
And I'm here now. They're like, "Oh, wow." And they start to think like, because I carry myself on different levels to where they're like, well, he had to be different. He had to come from.
You're different.
Hit
the with that.
You're the
He's
one. You're the
different.
different one. You know, you're Kendall.
No,
you're just different.
Different.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
which
yeah.
I hate. I hate that. I'm like,
I
dude,
hate
I
it
hate
too,
that. Come on,
man.
man.
I'm like,
God,
look, man,
different.
am I
You're
really
not
different?
Different. I hate that. By the
I hate
way.
that too,
Literally, I get that like once a month, probably.
That and well spoken.
Oh yeah, you're so well spoken. Well, I'm supposed to speak Ebonics right now.
Right.
You want me to spell it for? I mean, what am I supposed to do? Say, yo. Like, how am I supposed to do this right now?
Yeah,
But
man.
so so diversity has been big to me. So what we have going for diversity right now is, like I said, we have for PGA of America, we have PGA Lead, which is a program within the PGA of America that we're promoting leadership within the PGA of America. Now to get individuals into the PGA of America or into these university programs, I've helped to create a diversity scholarship program. So we're giving out 10 $8,000 scholarships every single year.
You hear that, right? That's called free money.
It's free money.
Scholarship.
PGA Work Scholarship.
There you go.
If you want to join the program, come on in. So we've created monies to be able to help out because that was one of my plights that I have with the PGA of America. I said, look, we're a multi-million dollar damn near $1 billion what the PGA of America's bringing in.
And the brands y'all affiliate with.
It's crazy. Like, you know, we every major company. I mean, American Express is our credit card company.
BMW
is our car company now. You know what?
Financial companies.
Financials, whoever it is. I think it's Wells Fargo now, maybe. But it's like, you know, we have all these multiple $1 million companies behind. Like, I was like, where is this money? Like, I know we have this money. Like, if you're coming to me saying we need to increase our numbers, period, across the board, because memberships are down, and I'm telling you, I need money. Give me money, and I'll bring you people.
I know you got it.
I know you got it. Because here's the deal. I will never, and this is my promise I made to myself, I would never take away or never force a student that's a good golfer to give up a college golf scholarship to an HBCU to come to my program. If they come to me and say, look, I really want to come, but I have a scholarship to go to Hampton, Howard. Shout out to Steph Curry, by the way, for supporting Howard, by the way. My bad, man.
No, talk about that.
Man, Steph Curry came through on that one. Like,
he's funded for 3 years, right?
He gave funded fully funded for 3 years. So now it's a men's team. So that means they have 4 scholarships to give out. That's fully funded by the NCAA.
And that story, by the way, do you want to tell a story?
Go ahead.
So it was just really quick. Like Steph was around, and he walked up to Steph's really big in golfing. Mm-hmm. He has that golf TV show, and was just like, hey, man, you know, you support golf. We need it here. We'd love to have that golf program of a golfer. And he's like, wow. And Steph stepped up to the plate, man, and fully funded. Fully funded it. Under Armour stepped up too. So which college was it? Which HBU?
Howard.
Yeah. Which one?
Howard is not the real HU, but Howard is an HU. If you want to look at it that way, they are an HU. Hampton University. Go Pirates. The real HU, baby. So as I digressed, but no, Steph. Obviously, me being a Warriors fan, being born and raised in Oakland, California,
And an Oakland Raiders fan now, Las
Raiders
Vegas fan.
I'm an Oakland Raiders fan.
Oakland Raiders fan.
I'm an Oakland A's fan, and I'm an East Oakland Warriors fan. Now that the Warriors moved to San Francisco, I'm not
So you're
really
a Sharks
sure.
fan too?
Yeah.
I'm a San Jose Sharks fan too. To there I go out. I'm a Bay Area guy. Like I just love the Bay. I'm from the Bay. I came up in the hyphy movement. I came up, on Mac Dre.
Yeah,
Too
Mac
short.
Dre,
You know what I'm saying? I came up on that like the way what I came up on and what I do now is like the most opposite worlds.
No, it's so
Yeah.
funny. Because
You know?
like you're the epitome, like Oakland's like the epitome of black. Like I mean the
yeah.
South is the South is
No, it is.
whatever. But Oakland is like where the Black Panthers started.
Shout out
Where-
to
where's
UEP
Wakanda
Newton, Bob.
started?
Listen,
Like, oh, all
UEP
right.
Newton and Bobby Seale started the Black
Yeah.
Panther Party at Merritt College, in East Oakland, California, around the
Yes.
corner from where I was raised. Right, my mom and my daddy were Panthers. Like, so this is what it was for me. Like, I can tell anything about Panthers is.
Oh,
Listen.
shit.
Yeah.
Wakanda started in Oakland.
Real fast.
No,
It
for
did.
real.
So it's funny because then I joke about it. I call like all my minority students. I bring them to my office one by one,
Uh-huh.
and I said, I'm gonna tell you a little story.
Even
I
the
was
one in
like,
that video,
yes,
because you need to tell them to tighten that hairline.
yeah, hair was
Okay,
a little
cool. As long
weak.
as we on the same page
Yeah,
with
no, it was a little
that.
weak, but hey,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
I caught him off guard. I said, hey, he's like, it's okay. He's showing his ethnicity right
There
now.
it is. He's wearing a natural,
Natural.
right?
Yeah, natural flow going there. But I bring him in and I ask him a question. I said, have you ever heard of a chameleon? Like, well, yeah, it changed color, blah, 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 blends in. I was like, that's what I am. And that's what you're going to be.
100%.
They're like, what do you mean? I was like, I can operate in any environment
Yeah.
and make anybody feel comfortable around me.
Yep.
And I'm not faking it when I'm doing it.
Yeah.
I'm being real. I'm not
Mhm.
telling you to fake things. I'm telling you to be real, but to know how to operate where you are and to be comfortable doing that. To the point to where
Support.
I can go have a conversation, talk about Mac Dre, Too Short, E40. We can have a conversation for an hour about that. Flip right back and give a lecture on, fundamentals of kinesthetic sequencing of a golf swing. And then flip it right back and then say, okay, let me talk to my mom about something crazy. And then flip it right back and then say, talk to a student that's, trying to come to UNLV and their parents are there, explain to them the glory of UNLV and what they're going to get and how they're going to be thriving and that kind of stuff. And then go home and just decompress and be like, whew, I'm Kendall again. God damn.
Right. No.
But all of it happens within like an 8-hour day. And
It's
it's like,
real,
and
man.
it's like,
And
but
that's
you
such
gotta
a fact.
be, you
So
gotta
real.
know
So
how
we
to
talk
be the
about
chameleon.
this. We
just talked about
we
it,
always
yeah.
talk. It's the thing about it's like we as a people have to wear masks a lot,
We do.
And-
It's unfortunate.
and it's
It
not
is.
a mask
But-
of a fake. It's us
it's us.
in that environment, because the real us scares you for whatever reason, or it's just not relatability.
And it's all of us.
Right.
It's all of us.
But and all of it is us though. You know what I
It
mean?
is us.
We can go different ways.
We got different.
Yeah, I
and
can
we-
talk this game and I can talk
100%.
another game with
Yeah.
you.
And it's just that duality. Like
Yeah.
we've always had that.
Because if I go back home to Oakland right now and I go down the hood and I'm talking UNLV, they'll be like,
Bruh.
they'll be like, hey, cuz.
Yeah.
Right. That's exactly. Hey, cuz.
Hey, cuz.
Hey,
What,
Cub being weird, man.
where you from, dog? I thought you from here. I'm like, oh, my bad. Yeah,
That's real.
I got to flip back into it real quick.
Yeah.
I'm not faking it. Sometimes I just forget,
Yeah.
on the phone call, get off the phone call, But it's funny because, but I literally have that conversation with all of my minority students. I'm like, look, you have to learn how to be a chameleon. And many of them come up to me and say, look, how do you do this? Because with them, I'll talk to them the way that I recruit them. Look, we cool, bro. Like, come on, you effing up, so stuff like that. But yeah, so that's what I'm doing now at UNLV. I would love to get it. I'm trying to promote the program to the degree to where we want more students to be there. We want African Americans to be in the program, but I'm taking anybody. As long as you can play golf, you have a 12 handicap or less, you have an interest in learning the business side of the game of golf. This is where I want you to be here with me. There's 18 programs in the country, but only one program that's associated with the #1 hospitality program in the country, #2 in the world. There's only one that has me there to mentor you the whole time.
There you go.
So here, at the end of the day, you come to become a rebel, and we're gonna make you the best rebel you can be. But you can come out making money, doing your career, and excelling, and being happy. Because that's the best thing, just to be happy. I hate when people come out of school and they're upset or they're stressed or they're not loving it. I haven't worked in 8 years.
Damn, because you love it.
I just go to the office.
That's what's up.
I was at home right now, so bored today because I couldn't go to the office. I was just bored, just sitting there on the couch.
On the couch.
Answering emails. Just bored. There's no interaction with people. I love interacting with people.
That's good stuff, man. Well, hey, we're getting down to the wire here. One of the things we like to end the show with is the assist. Okay. This is where you get to drop a dime, where you can end with a quote, maybe something that you would tell your younger self, or just something you want to, give like a life jewel in general to the people.
I would basically just say that, the one thing I've learned in life is that it's short, and that you got to enjoy every moment of it, and you got to remember your blessings. And at the end of the day, if you remember that life is short, remember your blessings, and enjoy every last moment you have, you will never regret one thing. Because when you're gone, you're not going to remember it.
Yeah.
There it is.
Can't take nothing with you.
You can't take nothing with you.
Can't take it with you.
I love it. Well, I do have some rapid fire things. I have to ask you this question, since you've mentioned some other places being the top. What is the #1 golf course here in Las Vegas? And you can't say Shadow Creek.
Southern Highlands.
There you go. And then lastly, what was the best course you've played outside of Vegas?
Pine Valley.
Dope. All right, well, we got your Instagram here on screen. Is there any other kind of social you want to put out there? And of course, we'll put this in the show notes.
You got that right there. That's my handle on all platforms, Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff. So thank you.
All right. Well, hey, once again, we want to thank our guests, man, and we definitely want to thank you, the people. Hope you enjoyed today's show. We really brought some black excellence, and you got to understand this, man. Coming from Oakland, California, into one of the Bay Area, into one of the most kind of segregated, kind of toughest, sport to get into, and showing you a way. It's really been a blessing and an honor to have you.
Absolutely.
Please kind of hit us in the show notes. Let us know what you think, what you want to know more about, see more of. We are on all platforms, Black in Sports, and we also are on all platforms as far as your podcast. So follow us there, and please know we're rooting for you all.
Screaming, all us blacks got is sports and entertainment until we even.
Assuming I'm rooting for everybody that's black. Yeah. Yeah. Assuming I'm rooting for everybody that's black. Yo. Assuming I'm rooting for everybody that's black. Spent about 2 racks on handmade new rags. Assuming I'm rooting for everybody that's black. That's everybody from sports to college class to rap.